I usher Bianca into my dorm room, a sparse space that I've really only used for sleeping since moving in over the summer. Wildwood moves students from dorm to dorm as they progress through grades. I know I'm not the only one who's learned to keep my possessions minimal for ease of transport. I guide Bianca to my desk chair and take a seat on my bed. Okay, Bianca, tell me everything. I don't know how it started. I point behind Bianca to a box of tissues. She nods and takes one. I'm sorry about that. You're fine. It's just, 3 weeks ago, I noticed some girls in my algebra class talking behind my back. Cordelia, Felicity, and Una. Do you know them? They're freshmen, right? Yeah, I've seen them around. I didn't think anything of it at first. You know how gossipy Wildwood is. Sure. But over the next few days, it spread. Before long, it seemed like all of the girls in my algebra class were talking about me. I jot down notes as Bianca speaks. Okay, what happened next? Last week, I'd had enough of it. So I confronted Cordelia, Felicity, and Una. Normally, we're friendly, but Cordelia told me... Sorry. Cordelia said they knew what I'd been up to, that Una had seen me sneaking out of the dorm before midnight, and that somebody else had seen me meeting up with some boy in the woods, but that's not true. I pause my note-taking and take a moment to size up Bianca. With Wildwood Hall Girls' School and Ravenswood Hall Boys' School in such close proximity to one another, male and female students meeting up in between isn't unheard of. Bianca could be lying. Based on what I know of her, she runs with a popular crowd. Enlisting my help could be an attempt to save face, but I'm inclined to believe her. Her emotion seems real. You said you're in trouble. Are the rumors the big thing you're up against? Bianca shakes her head. No. Do you know Victoria West? I rack my brain, but the name doesn't ring a bell. I don't think so. Is she a student here? Yeah, she's a freshman, running for student body president in a few weeks on a, I guess you'd call it a tough on crime platform? What? I'm sorry, I've covered a few class elections, and that's a new one. I heard her dad is the chief of police in Shawnee. Of course he is. Victoria, she says that if we want to make the most of our years here and go on to great universities and careers, we need to hold one another accountable, academically and behaviorally. And so, what? Victoria doesn't like the rumor that you've been sneaking out at night? Right. She told me it was her responsibility to tell our dorm mother about it. Ah, yeah, that could be a problem for Bianca. Dorm mothers live in the dorms alongside students, and they're always willing to help out and lend a listening ear, but they also have a direct line to the Office of Student Conduct. Do you think there's any way we could stop Victoria? I don't think so. She was going to contact our dorm mother after class today. Then I guess we'll just have to clear your name before the Office of Student Conduct has a chance to take action. Bianca looks at me, a hint of hope in her eyes. You're really going to help me? I mean, I just got banned from my only extracurricular. What else am I going to do with my time? Over lunch on Tuesday morning, I swing by the freshman wing of the high school. Last week, these girls looked up to me. Some of them had even PA'd for the morning broadcast in previous years, but now they whisper behind my back as I walk down the hall. It will take a while before the student body forgives me for benching the softball team. I walk up to 3 girls as they exit their algebra classroom. Una Oakley, Cordelia Chase, and Felicity Fellows. These 3 girls have been inseparable as long as I've known them, as long as I've attended this school. Una, Cordelia, Felicity, how's it going? Cordelia takes a step toward me with Felicity right on her heels. What do you want? Yeah! I'm looking into the rumor that Bianca Riva has been sneaking out of her dorm at night. I heard that Una witnessed her leaving. Una looks away from me when I mention her name. Why would Una tell you anything? Yeah, you better watch yourself. It's a little much, Felicity. What? Fine. The dynamic between these three has always been interesting. Cordelia taking the lead, Felicity backing everything she says, and Una at the back of the pack, saying as little as possible. Bianca swears she hasn't been leaving her room. All I'm trying to do is get to the bottom of this. Help Bianca. Oh, you mean like you helped the softball team? Good one! Willow Louder, the freshman hall monitor, blows her whistle. Keep it moving. You don't want to be late to class. Cordelia grabs the arms of Felicity and Una and pulls them down the hallway. Una looks back at me for a moment before continuing on her way with her friends. Why is that, Frederica? I turn to see Junie strut down the hallway, headed straight for me. What did you think about this morning's broadcast? You, seemed like you were enjoying yourself. What's not to love? My #1 high school dream came true yesterday morning. I knew sitting at the anchor desk would be a rush, but once the cameras turned on, it was even more thrilling than I'd hoped. It's hard for me to tell if Junie is obnoxious or just clueless. For a moment, I imagine how satisfying it would be to just punch her in the throat. The sound of heels echoes down the hallway, but to my surprise, those heels don't belong to a professor or a staff member. A student dressed to perfection and boasting a particularly intense gaze strides our direction. There she is! Victoria, are you ready to prepare for your on-air interview on Friday? Of course. Victoria turns to enter the freshman study room, with Junie following not far behind. Something nags at me. Hey, Junie? Is that Victoria West, the freshman, running for student body president? You really know everyone in this school, don't you? That's the thing. Is she a recent transfer, or... Sorry, Frederica. I have limited time to prepare with Victoria. Why don't you tune into our discussion Friday morning? You might learn something. Thanks for the tip. I mean, she's got to be obnoxious, right? No one's this clueless. As Junie practically skips into the study room, I head for my next class. On the way, I ponder. Junie was right. I pride myself on knowing most of the student body at Wildwood. But Victoria, with that striking look of hers, I have no doubt that I have never seen that girl in my life. I step into my media production class and come face to face with Diane. This will be the first time I've been in one of her classes since everything went down on Friday. Judging by her stony expression, I imagine she might like to punch me in the throat. I turn in a hurry and take a seat at the back of the class. A few girls get up and move, leaving me alone with the morning broadcast camera operator and the most unworried person I know, Devin Newman. She gives me a wry look as I settle into my seat. You really stepped in it, didn't you? I'm a little surprised you and Liz didn't catch any flack from Diane. Oh, I think she knows, but neither of us were her protege. I don't know that I'd use the word protege. Uh-huh, sure. As the bell rings, Diane directs a chilly, no-nonsense glare toward the back of the class. Well, the rest of the semester should be fun. Hey, listen. Does the school have any cameras available for checkout that could be used for surveillance? You think Diane's gonna let you check out a camera? I'm just figuring out my options. Excuse me? Devin and I sink a little lower in our seats. I have an old doorbell camera. Want to rent it? I could use the money. What are you doing with an old doorbell camera? I was gonna put it outside my dorm room until our dorm mother found out about it. Sure. That'll work great. I'll pick it up after class.
After I grab Devin's doorbell, I head over to Bianca's dorm Tuesday evening. That hopeful look is still in her eyes when she opens her door. She ushers me inside. Bianca's room is on the small side, like most of the dorm rooms in this building, and the walls are covered in photos. Pictures of family members, friends, and other Wildwood Hall students are everywhere. It seems as if Bianca's a favorite, no matter where she goes. Camp is especially well represented. I take it she attended Camp Meriden over the summer, like dozens of other girls at the school. Well, what did you find out? Nothing yet. Her face falls. But I'm just getting started. We have time. She nods, still visibly a little disappointed. I pull the doorbell camera out of my bag. But this will help us. Bianca gives me a dubious look. A doorbell camera? If you're on board, I will set up this camera so it has a view of your window and doorway. If you don't leave, and the girls on your floor say they've seen you, we'll have proof otherwise. Okay, that's not a bad idea. Do you think Una and the rest of them have been making this whole thing up? It's possible, but you never know. Another girl could be disguising herself to sneak out, and this might just be a case of mistaken identity. I'll camp out in the woods tonight so I can keep an eye on your dorm's exterior. The woods? Bianca takes a look out her window toward the trees just beyond the school grounds. You think that's safe? For a moment, my mind flashes back to whatever it was that Piper and I encountered deep in the woods last week. A bear? A mountain lion? I shake the thought off as I place the camera on a bookshelf propped up on a stack of handwritten journals of poetry. I'll be fine. I paired the doorbell camera with an app on my phone. It will alert me if there's any movement in your room after you go to sleep. One way or another, we'll figure this out. Thank you. I wasn't expecting anyone to go to this much trouble to help me, but I really appreciate it. Hey, you've got it. As I trek out into the woods half an hour before midnight, I can't help but think. I truly do not understand the appeal of camp. The unpredictable weather, the relentless bugs, the questionable food. I know many of the girls who attend Camp Meridian do so because it's a girls' and boys' camp. After 9 months of being surrounded by girls at Wildwood, I can understand the appeal. But personally, I just line up a summer's worth of air-conditioned internships. That's how I met River 2 years ago. A cold breeze blows past as I spread out a tarp and take a seat between 2 trees, a vantage point that gives me a direct line of sight of Bianca's dorm. The moon shines bright overhead, giving me hope I won't miss any students wandering outside. I place my phone next to me, take out my binoculars, and settle in. The minutes tick by, owls hoot and possums scamper, and I find myself jumpier in these woods than I was this time last week. I check my watch. 11:50. Whether or not I spot this mystery student, I'll be back in the safety of my own room within the next 15 minutes. But then, multiple things happen at once. The wind picks up at my back. My phone lights up, an alert from the doorbell app. I hear a sound, a crunch behind me, and as I reach for my phone and look toward Bianca's dorm, I notice the moon's light less bright than it was moments earlier. Whatever Piper and I encountered last week, it's back. I waste no time. I leave my tarp, grab my phone, and make a run for Bianca's dorm. The creature gives chase. Piper might have opted for hiding in response to a threat, but I don't do well staying still. And I'm so close to the edge of the woods, I can't imagine that thing will follow me into the open. The world around me grows darker by the second, but I keep moving, one foot after the other, knowing I have a clear path forward. The creature gains on me quickly. Before long, I can hear its ragged breathing just over my shoulder. As I run in near total darkness, I wonder if I've made the wrong choice when everything changes. A switch is flipped, and the moon's light comes back on in full force, nearly blinding me. I made it out of the woods. All of the noise from before, the wind, the creature running, it all stopped as soon as I stepped out of the forest. Well, almost all of it. As I steel my nerves and turn around, back toward the trees, I can hear it. Hear the ragged breathing of the thing that chased me. But I see nothing. Despite the bright light of the moon, the woods in front of me remain shrouded in darkness. I don't know what to make of it all. But I don't have to figure this out tonight. I don't. That's what I tell myself as I turn around toward my dorm and walk directly into someone. Ah! Both of us get knocked back onto the ground, and it takes my frazzled nerves a second to make heads or tails of who I'm looking at. And then I realize, Bianca? It's her, all right. Dressed in her pajamas and a long robe, but the expression on her face, it's blank. There's no recognition of me, of our collision. She simply stands back up, brushes herself off, and continues toward the trees. I scramble to my feet and grab her arm. Hey, you don't want to... Before I can finish, Bianca twists her arm out of my grip and pushes me back with surprising force. Bianca! She mouths something in that moment. I can't make it out. Maybe a single word? I try to reach back out to her, but she turns toward the woods and disappears inside. Thanks for listening to Episode 2, Part 1 of Strange Tales. Strange Tales is written, performed, and edited by Laura Ketchum. The song Leaving Home was sourced from Incompetech.com. The Creative Commons license can be found in the show notes. All other sound effects and music were sourced from Descript. Stay tuned for more of Fred's adventures in upcoming episodes.